Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
First carry for Nick Chubb, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Let's go.
And Mayfield just getting the play off. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. A run for Nick Chubb, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Let's go, boys, let's go.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. From the gun, Mayfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Well, it was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. Back to it after the pick 6. Mayfield almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Regular. Alert 3.
Here's Mayfield. This is the tight end, Njoku. Space to maneuver at the 40. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain.
Good. 20. Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work. Slam, slam, slam. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Real.
First down, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
King.
And again, it's Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 41-yard line.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Browns first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 41. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Alert! Hey, alert!
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt, a milestone sack for him as it moves him past Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who finished his career with 132.5. The Browns send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
What down? Wide 88. Push it on.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back near his goal line. Here's Carr. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
29. Hey, 734. Hey, exit. Crunch.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
93.
From the gun, it's Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Throwing his car on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's the Raiders punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mayfield. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Got three down. Hey, I'm 133. Mike 50.
3rd and long for Mayfield. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. So on 4th down, Jim Tomsula says, hey, let's at least get 3 here. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points. Not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, they're scared.
Penny. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Nathan Shepard in there to make the tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carr. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Tight dog. What's up?
Here's Carr. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well. Penny, a 1st down carry. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. The 20. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. A terrific run there by Penny. 44 yards on the ground. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Here's Jacobs. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run, end result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
At the 21-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check pass. Hey, watch it. Hey, only 33.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And out of bounds, this will depend on where they spot it, and they'll say at the 45.
At their own 45-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But, you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 30 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hand me.
Second and 5 now. Carr, rush coming, and he's taken down. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Carr. And the pressure gets to him again. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make him punt it. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will. I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will it be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. To throw his Carr. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Carr. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 37-yard line. Carr completes it. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
61, matchbox lights. Check 3. Joker. 51.
Carr to throw again. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now Rashad Penny, and he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Even. 4 down. Even. Switch.
They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
4 down, check, 4 down. 58, boys, 58.
Now Mayfield. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Now that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Now Mayfield on fourth down. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Raider D, they get the football back. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on fourth. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
14 yards is the pickup there in a Raider first. Carr now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Come on, 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Rashad Penny, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we get to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Back now in the East Bay, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cleveland Farrell showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4.
It's 2nd down.
Give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
The Browns on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 14. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. Mayfield now, perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Give the sack to Blake Martinez.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now he dumps this off over the middle. Give him 6 on the play, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Check 26, check 26. Rail. Run. Breakstone, travel. Hey, wahoo!
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Alert! Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Hurry! It's our deal. Hey, it's our house. 58's the money. 58.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
6 man. Check curls. Raider 2. Wide, get wide.
On 1st down, Jacobs. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Down. 180. Check. 53's Mike. He's coming. We got double up. Hatchet.
Try to run for it with Jacobs. Pushes over it.
Now, that's just not right.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider 1st down. On 1st down, Carr. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Mack Wilson able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On third and long. It's Carr. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
You ready?
The Browns drive about to get started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
180. Oh, here we go. Oh. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Rush in. Rush in. Rush in.
They go play action. Mayfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete. An excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But 2nd down instead. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. On the move to his left. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 11 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. One last shot from Mayfield here. He's going to let it fly. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.